What up, what up, what up, good people? How y'all doing today? What up, D?
What up, B? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, I'm chilling.
Nice.
So, you brought another little banger to us this week. So, we was trying to figure out if we was going to do the two-show rotation where we do two shows, then the next week we do another two shows, and then we go back to the original two shows. So, we was sitting there thinking, and we was like, you know what? The second season of Blue Lock is coming out like within like 2 weeks, and we're only on like episode what 8, and there's
At
20.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's 24 of them in this first season,
Mm-hmm.
and we got 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
which they're not all gonna get done because we're doing two at a time, but whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let's keep that one going. So we was like, all right, we'll have Terminator on a rotation, but then you was like, what we doing this weekend? I was like, all right, cool. What we gonna do? Because I was like, Blue Lock has to be on because it's so quick coming with the new season. Then you put a picture up of a poster of a show, and it was the Penguin.
Bro, we had to talk about it. Like we've been talking about it. I've been seeing previews of this for a couple months now, and I heard about it once the conclusion of the Batman was over with. So it was only like when they said Colin Farrell was gonna come back and play as a actual TV series, like you don't even think that's even him. And then seeing
Right.
all the makeup and design, like, yes, I need that. I need that mob type feeling. I need it.
That's the funny thing though, because I could have swore after the Batman, I
Mm-hmm.
thought I heard something about because he like complained about all the makeup he had to do for the Penguin.
I feel like you never know. Like, I don't think he complained that much, or that check was right. Either way you put it, the
Right.
man decided to put that back on, and
Right.
I'm happy.
Because it was something I could have swore I seen where he was like, "Yo, it was so much to
Mm-hmm.
go through to actually look like the Penguin that he didn't want to do it again." But maybe it was just all a play to get to this.
Couple coins. I like it though, because like you wouldn't even know it was him. There's certain aspects of like facial expressions you could tell it's him. But if you just a casual fan, if I would showed you Colin Farrell in a regular movie and then see you in the Penguin, you were like, ah, I
Right,
maybe not really. And that's
right.
the thing about makeup artists. It was great.
So you was like, "Yo, when you watch this, you was like, you watched the Batman, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
watched it. I watched it." So at first, though, when it first started coming on, I had it mixed up a little bit. I ain't even gonna lie,
Okay.
because it came on basically from the very end of the Batman.
Yes.
How they had the news clippings of the explosions and the water coming into the city.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I had it mixed up because they was like the Riddler. And I was like, yo, wait a minute. Before they said the name, I was like, yo, this looks like the scene
For
from the
Bane.
movie with Bane.
I knew you were going to say that. Yes, I knew you were.
I was like, I thought it was Bane that blew up.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, all right. So funny enough, after I watched that episode, I went back and started watching the Batman,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even get that far into it because I had to go to work.
Yeah.
But I seen the
Little
villain, and I was like,
refresher.
"Oh wait, it is the Riddler. It is the Batman." So I was like, "Okay, all right, scratch that." But when they did the explosions and everything, I was like, "Oh snap! This is the Bane joint." I thought this was supposed to be from the Batman.
No, I definitely understand because Bane originally would blow the whole entire city to
Right,
trap everybody in there. So I definitely see. So I was like, yo, I know it's been like a year or so, but have you watched it to refresh yourself on what's going on?
right, right.
The
So I think I'm
Batman
gonna
and Matt
actually finish
Reeves
it.
is
I'm gonna finish
it's a
it today.
it's a it's amazing. It's amazing how they did it. They made it more of a Dark Knight theme. I
Right.
mean, the far as like the overall, it's just gritty. This
Yeah, I was
overall
about to
theme
say
is gritty.
I feel like this version of Batman is more like what it should have been.
Okay. I can see that. This is the younger version. This is the when you first start actually developing, knowing who he is. Wasn't the most tech savvy at first. How the
Right.
city was really like dark in a sense of it, but it's just amazing how that they were able to complete, I think, a spectacular movie to go into a series and taking a character that was in that series, in that movie, and have focus on the Falcons, focus on Maronis, and we're going to see how the Penguin became the Penguin. We also
Right.
see how the animation was dropped a couple of months, like last month, about the new Batman animation. That was re-up again. So they're gonna start bringing out more Batman stuff. Man, I wish Prince was here. Prince is a freaking Batman savant. Um, so what we gonna do, and just how they gonna do this moving forward, and just focus on the crime and how they already said because of the bridge and dam, everything coming, the water flooding, the rich folks are fine. It's the
Right.
people living in the property that they're dealing with all the drama and all the damage and the aftermath. It
Right.
opens the drug business. So tell me how you feel about the first couple scenes.
So I actually thought this was kind of dope. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I thought this was kind of dope because, like we said before, like this actually to me it feels like this is what Batman should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even though my greatest Batman villain was the Joker because he just absolutely murdered.
Oh my
He
gosh.
murdered. He murdered that character. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Heath Ledger, rest in peace. But
I will argue that like to the
I
day
mean,
I
so I would
die.
go. I would go Joker Bane. Joker
Keep,
Bane.
keep going.
Um, but anyway, I thought it was dope because it's funny because you see the Penguin was trying to get to his club and grab some stuff before anybody else tried to look for it.
Yeah.
And the one that would be next in line, Falcone's son, comes in, but not until after he like kind of slips a folder of some pretty demeaning pictures in his shirt.
Couple
So
blackmail
his
things. Just a couple. You know what I mean?
right, right. And later on we find out like it was more so of like just getting the connections in there. Like, hey, we got some stuff on you, but
Mm-hmm.
let's just keep working together type deal.
So let's just tell people about the first 5 minutes of this particular TV program. First of all, it's on HBO Max. If you have not seen it, the theme is still the red and the black, as far as the Batman with that. When you saw Alberto's the son, Falcone come in there. You seen the whole TV clip, seeing how they said that he had an alcohol problem.
Right.
We also know that the eye drops are the drug of choice in this particular town. When he sat down, when he started, he was smarter than what the Penguin probably thought he was. He actually talked to his dad more than the Penguin thought he did, and
Yeah.
expressing that like, "Yo, we knew you were a dirty soldier. We knew you were
Right.
taking money at the top, but you didn't do enough to cause any problems, so we were okay with it. But we also know that how it makes you feel, and we see the triggers in the Penguin, and we realize that this man has some very deep issues."
Right. Right. It definitely set some stuff off, and it wasn't just like one and done. It was almost
Yeah.
like it was building up and building up to the point where when the Penguin told the story of the gangster in his old neighborhood,
Yes.
his son was like, "You want me to be like that?" And he was like, "No, no, you actually wanted to be like that."
Yeah,
And
Falcone.
then he went in on him. He was like, "Yo, that's so soft. Like, ain't nobody gonna do that with you."
It just goes on more in fact because like that's the first layer. We find out you're being soft, that you're emotional. Because like Penguin had this thing about respect and how he wanted how the community they threw a parade for the guy he's talking about in the past.
Right,
And he's telling Alberto about this, and then Alberto being the young, dumb, like not dumb, but like this naive situation, like that's stupid. You're soft. I don't care
right,
about that stuff. I need my money. That's it. This I thought it was like a daydream. I didn't think he actually just pulled out and just
right.
busted him. I didn't think it was
He
gonna
pulled
happen.
it out smooth too and
Plus,
just shot him like 4 times.
yo, it threw me off. I'm like, okay, he's gonna cut back to the real scene. Like, wait, there was no cut back. He really did it. He really killed
Right. And the fact like he was even taking subtle like jabs at him when he gave him the necklace and was like, "Yo, you got a woman? Like somebody as fine as you, like you gotta have a woman, bro." Like it
him.
just
Yeah,
showed
and
how much of a jerk he was gonna be. if he stayed in this story.
Yes, and then you see Penguin after he did it. He was like he's mad. He
Right,
realized he actually just killed like the son of Falcone. Like I'm like, okay, so Falcone's out the picture. The son's out the picture. I gotta get rid of the actual body. So then we see the whole scene of them going downstairs and see the young kids doing everything. And we meet Victor. I thought Victor had like a speech impediment at first. But I guess they were
I
trying to
think he does.
okay, cool. Cause I'm like, is he that scared where he can't get his words out? Or
Nah,
he
because
just
I wanted to see that too, because he was stuttering heavy when he
yeah.
had the gun to him. But I was like, is that going to continue or? But you could see in some of the other scenes where he would still do it some.
Yeah. So seeing that and then seeing how pretty much he made Victor do all the heavy carrying for him to
Right,
get rid of stuff. They go to the plant, they take care of it, they think it's pretty much good and go, and then what happens is he got a request, he got a call from the family to come on in.
right,
When the family calls you in, you saw his face change, like nervous, and then Victor was like, "Is that a good thing or a bad
right.
thing?" And
Victor's
then
still trying to figure out everything.
he don't know. That man's scary. He's like, "Yo, I'll go home. I don't want any issues. I don't want nothing." My man also had like the most obvious car of all time. Like it's a
Right.
dark scene, dark world, and then like you have this plum. My fault, we can't say purple. It's plum
Yeah, it's plum.
type vibe,
Plum Maserati. That thing was tough though. I ain't even gonna lie.
bro. With the bullet
Purple and
hole in
gold.
with a bullet hole in the back.
Yeah.
so,
Right.
so when the family called him, bro, how'd you feel about the whole like the mafia vibes of Falcone? We also saw more Falcones there.
Right. So I thought it was dope because like every other mobster movie that you see, it actually lined up with the other type of movies that you see like that, where if they call you in, you don't know if you're getting killed or you're getting promoted.
Mm-hmm.
So they just like, yo, like we taking the business, like we moving it. It's not a
Dude.
good look for us. Cops is around. We lost most
Yes.
of our product, and the fact that the Penguin started talking back, I thought it was going to be a problem right there.
Bro, that conversation was so short. Like it was like, yo, listen, you're here out of respect. Because the one dude didn't care. He's like, I don't care. I'm only here because he wants you here. Dude, what I personally could give crap. You're just a worker for me.
Right,
So, and then we missed the part when they Alberto, son of Falcone, was when he was started drinking again during before he was killed. He slipped up and said that he has a new product on the way. That they're working on something that could change the game. They're going to alter the how the drug chemistry was. So the Penguin took that as an opportunity where like I got to keep my business. So
right,
he decided to verbally say this out loud. Remember, no one's supposed to know about this. So that's why he said keep it on the low. They're like, wait, so you have a way of making money. It's all said and done. The mob wants to make money. Mafia, they want to make some money. So, okay, we'll hear you out. What you got? This new product. I need new shipping. See what's going on. And the end walks. It felt like a ghost, bro. It felt like you walk
right,
in like she didn't say nothing at first. You just seen her in a faded background of picture and just stand there. And I felt like the two dudes shut up. Like they just stopped talking.
right. They did. They definitely stopped talking. And then when the Penguin turned around and seen her face, you could tell she was some type of a big deal because his
Sophia,
face
man.
just dropped.
Yeah. And when he said I thought you were still in Arkham, like Arkham's the prison, guys. If you don't know what Arkham is, Arkham Asylum. That's where you like Joker gets locked up. All the Batman villains get locked up there. So
Right,
he thought that Sophia was like out the picture. And then we find out that she's like this lunatic. But she's also the brother. I mean sister of Alberto. Like this is the Falcone's daughter.
right. So, and the fact that she's just sitting there listening, like, okay, and like trying to get the Penguin to tell her some stuff. Like right off the rip, she like, yo, did you see him? Like, you know where my brother is? Like she already knew.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you see her like digging for info to the point where she even takes him out to dinner. And like there's still like the fact that she was ravaging that food with her bare hands shows that she was like in somewhere crazy.
Yes. And then
But it's
you saw her
like
drop the
after they
information.
start talking, it's like Penguin senses that she knows,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and she even gives us like a small hint to tell him, "Yo, I know what you did to the point where it's like he didn't even know that they was talking that much, as her and the brother was talking as much as they was.
Yes.
So she tried to give him hints like, "Yo, I know what you did. Just come tell
Mm-hmm.
me. Like, I know what you're capable of." So it's almost like she tried to give him like a little bit of grace and was like, "Yo, if you tell me, maybe we could work something out."
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he didn't change the whole narrative.
It changed the narrative because like Alberto and his sister Sophia, they already had discussed, and like she had mentioned that he was the only one to go up there and see her on the Arkham. So they had already like planned on getting things back on their feet. They're the ones that made the whole new drug conversation. So when she heard the Penguin displaying it, she's like, "You weren't a part of that conversation," which alludes to what you're saying. Like she knows you did something or you spoke with my brother because no one else knew about this.
Right,
And the fact that like even when she said, "Yeah, let's go to dinner. I'm just gonna grab lunch right now," like right now, and they went to a place where the dad and the brother used to all to a time, like, "What's up? Talk to me." Like this, like it's like murder vibes in her eyes.
right,
Like I'm giving you a chance.
right.
Come out clean. It didn't work. It didn't work. My man Penguin was like, "Yo, bro,
He
I know nothing."
he did flip it smooth though. I ain't even
Yeah.
gonna lie. He flipped it smooth. He was like, "Yeah." He didn't tell me that you was in it either. So he tried to play both of us. Like he's definitely a smooth talker when he needs to be.
Yes. Yes. So you seem to get
So
scared, bro. He got so scared that like you saw him switch the cars, like Victor, everybody else, like yo, they
right,
ended up catching the train. He didn't say a word. He said
right.
nothing the whole train ride. Like basically, like yo, get off, and they got this old
You
station
could tell it
wagon
was
Volvo.
definitely like a whole different side of town.
Oh yeah, that's like had to be like the suburb type part.
Right,
And then you see him just like dipping his car that's totally opposite in his plum car, his little wagon, and they hop off and they end up going to his mother's house.
right,
And we've seen the triggers. We've seen the triggers. Like, first of all, his mom, like, she has dementia. She has something else going on. Didn't take her medication, but she's spacey. But when she tuned in and she
right,
had the conversation, like, yo, bro, you learned the game from me. I know you. And then use some of the trigger words and you saw some of his reaction, like, softer. Like, oh, he got
right,
some mama issues.
right. I thought the same thing at first. I was like, dang, like even his mom getting on him. But
Yeah.
it was kind of the opposite. She was like, "Yo,
Mm-hmm.
I know you ain't do it because it was an impulse or a dumb move. Like you did it because you wanted to. Like you just got to know that you did it because you wanted to. Like it was almost like a pep talk.
Yeah.
So that was dope to see that. And it got to the point where he was like, "All right, cool, Vic, I want you to stay here. When I call you, pick up. Like we got a plan to do something." So when he goes back, the way that they showed the scenes in the next part of the show
Oh, gosh.
was masterful. Like the fact that it set it all up to make it look like everything happened on accident
Mm-hmm.
made it so much better.
Like, I can't even, like, when I make clips for this trailer, I don't think I can use the torture scenes. I don't think I'll be able to. I might get banned off of social media. Like when, like Sophia gets him, strips him down, basically say like, "Yo, this is what they did in Arkham to me all the time." So like, she knows you did something. Just is he alive? Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. And the Penguin, like, he knew something was going on, which is why he made the pre-plans. When they took the fishing line wire and they
Right.
put it under his underarm and then go forward to actually see the cutting of
Yeah.
that of doing the torture and the pain for you to speak. They didn't want to kill you. They wanted you to talk.
Right. And the
Yeah.
fact that before they even caught him, every scene from the time that he got back into Gotham to the time that they caught him made it look like the Penguin was just messing up, messing up, messing up. Because he rolled up to the spot and was trying to sit there and creep, and then seeing that the girl was at the spot he was creeping on and seeing the car, got chased and he couldn't get Vic on the phone.
Nope.
Then he thought he got away from the dudes by hiding in the trunk, which was smart to begin with, because he knew he wasn't going to outrun him.
Yeah.
But he got caught, and then it's that scene that you talk about.
Mm.
So then when the car crashes, like he even had the kid killed that was trying to steal his car because he's like, yeah, he's a liar. It wasn't me. But she knew that already.
Yes.
So she was
Yes.
just going to keep going.
She
When
knew
the
like
car
it.
crashed into the house, and he ain't even talk about the setup that he tried to go meet the other mob boss in jail and gave him the
Oh yes,
ring
yo,
like,
we
yo,
can talk about that. We can talk about that with Salvatore and Maroni. So that tells you right there with the Falcons. There's a whole bunch going to the Falcons. And then originally, we're going back to that original first 3 minutes of the actual episode when, guys, y'all got to watch and read, pay attention to the first 3 minutes. The ring that Alberta was rocking, the penguin, everybody thought it was just a family emblem type thing. It wasn't. It was actually not even his. It wasn't at all.
right,
It was not them. It belonged to the Maronis and Salvatore Maroni, and that he used it basically was wearing as a taunt. As in, like, yeah, I got your ring. What you gonna do about it? Now he's locked up. So Penguin being Penguin, go up there, try to cut a deal. Like, yo, listen, I need your help. And then we find out that he used to be on that side. So he's
right,
been doing a whole like back and forth dance for a minute,
right.
trying to
He's
find
just
out
a
this.
survivor, basically.
Yeah. So and then he didn't want to even hear his conversation. But until he brought that ring out and say, this belongs to you, the whole energy changed. He was like, how did you get it? And then
Right,
everyone knows if you got that ring, that means you dumped the body, you did something, because no one's just going to give. Penguin's a little guy in this entire conversation. He's nobody of importance. He's just a regular run man type. You
right,
run a facility over there. No one really cared about him. So why do you have this ring? All right, you doing something. I see you. Okay. So that right there was amazing. Like the overall scene.
right. So then we jump back to the car crashing into the Ferroni's house,
Mm-hmm.
and they look inside of it, and it has the brother in there with the pinky cut off where the ring would have been, and then
Yes.
on the inside of the trunk is scratched out payback.
So it makes sets it up for being the Falcons versus the Maronis. That's what it sets up
Right,
to. And they know Salvatore's inside the prison. So the Falcons are like, this has to be about that. I really wonder, because we see is you see the penguin smirk, and then we see
right,
them going to the mom and pop shop, they get the ice cream thing, the mix thing, and all that stuff. And then you see them talking about how her plans were to basically move on and take things over. So he survived that. So they actually believed when Victor and them crashed that car that it was the actual like mafia famous mafia family.
right.
I wonder if it's gonna come back on Penguin because she was on his case. She knew that he was on to no good.
Yeah, no, but like I said, when they was setting up all the scenes before, it made it look like everything was an accident.
Yeah,
I don't think everybody's gonna give Penguin enough credit because he planned it perfect. It was
yeah.
almost like he wanted to get caught and be in their presence when that part happened. Because if not, then she probably would have been like, maybe it was Penguin. But since he was there
Mm-hmm.
with her in that moment, it was like, all right, it can't be him.
And even though the small detail is that Penguin instructed Victor to do the beheading. He wanted him to send the head. That's it.
Right.
So when Victor was like, "Yeah, I tried that," I was talking about the spine, I was talking about all these things, I just couldn't do it. It's got just the pinky. It's just
Right.
like it's like for
It's
Victor
almost
to
like he's just getting in the game, so it's like he don't know what to really do.
at all, but for him to
But
even
it seems
think
like
that through,
everything that he's doing is working.
yes, yes, and then just seeing that whole vibe. So I noticed in episode 2, I'm not sure if it's gonna be a weekly thing or like a bi-weekly thing. Any way you put it, guys, we're gonna report it. We're gonna talk about it. This is a great first step of this particular series. I've learned in our past podcast not to anoint anything great from start to finish until it concludes, until it ends, because we've had some like potential that was amazing, and then it just dumpster fire within like the
Right.
last 2 episodes.
Right. So we're just gonna keep. Okay, so I'll do it like this. I'll let you know how each episode is
That's what
instead
I'm
of
talking
saying the
about.
whole thing is great.
That's what we want to do. Yeah,
So the first episode is fire. The setup is fire. I ain't even gonna lie. It was good. It was a
yeah,
great setup to what could possibly be a good series.
Yeah, thank you, Ninja Kamu. You have literally like scarred me forever saying this show is going to be amazing.
Right.
After watching the
Yeah,
first
Ninja
episode,
Kaimoy messed that all up.
all
So
of it.
now you will get rated per episode.
But
So
yo, this is amazing. I'm glad you liked it, bro. We're gonna talk about this moving forward, more shows. Y'all stay tuned, subscribe. GhostVNetwork. It's only beginning.
peace.